Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone is doing well today. I thought I would throw up an extra video this week about working in my art journal. Now this is a journal that I am trying to get finished, one of two that I'm trying to get finished. Both of them are these, I believe it's a Canson art mixed media art journal. I have two of them I started. Neither of them is finished, but this one I had done, the last 20 pages were journaling by fives with Shannon Green years ago, and I mean eons and eons ago. And I want to go ahead and finish this journal, but I was so stuck, I didn't know what to do, because this is a journaling by five page here. And then I had blanks here because I didn't want, when I was working on them, you know, journaling by fives is really wet. So you don't want your pages to stick together. So I had to leave every other page blank. But I don't want the journal to be blank. So I was completely like, didn't know what to do, whatever. And then one of my brilliant friends said, well, why don't you use, because she's doing the Junk Journal July, which is sponsored by Meg from Megjournals. She said, why don't you use some of those prompts to fill out the other pages? So that's what I'm doing. I have, where is it here? I have this is actually one of the spreads here. This was for lettering, but I did print out the prompts. Now, I am not doing them in order. I've already done the last one, which was for the 31st. I've already done that. I am just using them as prompts. I am not doing Junk Journal July. I cannot do, other than my December daily, which I love to work on every day. When somebody gives me a deadline or something, they have to get some, like this kind of artwork done, I can't do it. I shut down. So today I thought I would work on one, which is, where is it? It's down here for the 20th, which is tomorrow actually, is picture. Now, this is the weird the journaling by fives that I had. It's got this silverware that was cut from a Trader Joe's bag. Don't worry, and just, you know, whatever. Because, you know, if you've done junk journaling by fives, hold on, I'm going to move you back a little bit. You know that it's just a way to get your mojo back. It had nothing to do with making fine art, okay? It was just getting some stuff done down to get you over your hump. So here's the thing. Today's is picture. Now, I have this picture of this woman, and I'm going to put her on the white so that you can see her. She was she on the cover? I can't remember if she was on, she might have been on the cover, or she was certainly in my latest Voice of the Martyrs magazine, which this specific one focused on people from the Congo. And I swear, I stared at her and stared at her. I don't know what it is about her that just makes me so happy. She is beautiful. She is. I had to cut the picture out right away. I said, I don't care what I need to do something with her. I just think she has the most beautiful smile. Now, you probably can't tell here because I did, the page was quite large. I did have to cut off the bottom to make her fit, but you see her hand is holding something, and here's this yellow here. She was sitting next to some big, like, I don't know if they were 20-gallon plastic containers of oil, cooking oil, which I believe was a distribution from Voice of the Martyr to the people in the Congo. And she's got hers here. I think she might be sitting on some grain sacks also. But anyway, I thought, you know, this here has the fork and spoon, and it says, don't worry. And here, look at her wonderful expression here, because she's got her oil and she's got her grain. And I don't know why. I'm just going to use her here. And I just love her picture. I had to save it somehow. And if I had to just cut it out and like put it somewhere else, it would have gotten lost. So I'm going to put her in here because I do not want to lose her. So I'm going to focus on this page, but I want you to see what I'm doing here. I could certainly make every page completely its own page. But when I open a book and I see 2 pages, for me personally, I like there to be some cohesiveness between the 2. So she does have blue on our dress, and there is some blue here. There's like a little orangey salmon color here and in her head wrap. And then I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is some orange stamping here on these white pieces, these book page pieces here. So I'm just going to do my best to kind of tie these 2 together and use this for day 20 for Junk Journal July, which is picture. So I have some stuff that I pulled aside here that I thought I might use for backgrounds for her. Other than that, I really don't have any ideas. Now, I did pull this piece of paper from Birdie, the recycled hippie chick that she gave me, some painty paper. And the color of this goes with this perfectly. I mean, it's there's glare because she's got gold on that. I think it might be reflecting back. But these 2 go very well together, blues and greens, blues and greens. However, the problem is, my poor lady disappears, and I need to see her because I need to see that beautiful face every time I open this page. It's too distracting behind her. So I might use pieces of this, but I can't use that as the whole background. So what I found was, I found this piece of, I don't know what the picture is. I can't even tell if it's liquid or fabric or whatever. And it is very yellow. However, it does, if I could at least have it so that her head is on this so that you could see her face, or at least the front part of her face, that it doesn't get completely lost, because that's so beautiful. Let me turn it this way because this is more of a straight edge here. And I usually go all the way up to just this square here where these rings are, because if you go beyond that, then you start to hinder the book opening and closing. So I was thinking maybe doing something like that and then putting some other stuff behind her. And what I thought, she has on this beautiful dress that has, it's got these blocks and stuff in it, but it's not quilted, but it kind of looks quilted to me. And I have some of these pictures cut out from a quilting, one of my quilting magazines. So I thought, what if I put something like this behind, like in the back here? But I did find one, this one here has more blues and greens and a little bit of orange. So what if we put that behind her? Not behind her. It's got to go like at least to there, because I want to see her face. So we could do something like that, and then maybe take like a little piece of Birdie's paper and put it down here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So while I start gluing and everything, or before I do or whatever, go put this on pause real quick and go get yourself something to glue with while I figure out what medium I'm going to use here. I think I'll use some Mod Podge to get this big piece down. And I am going to have to cut it. Well, let's see. Should I cut it first? Maybe. Let's see here. Or at least make a fold where I know I need to cut it. So yeah, get something to work on. Even if it's slow stitching. Even if it's fussy cutting, whatever, because I want you to craft along, and I want you to tell me in the comments that you're crafting along, because for some reason I really get a kick out of knowing that people are crafting along with me. So yeah, so I'm up at the cabin right now, thankfully, and I say thankfully because it was touch and go whether we were going to be able to come up here, because Holly got very sick. And why is it that pets and children always get sick right before a trip or right before the weekend or something, you know? You know that's true, right? They always do. Well, anyway, she started getting very sick on Tuesday night. She threw up her dinner and then was just heaving and trying to throw up more, but nothing else was coming out. She didn't eat her whole dinner. And she didn't want to be brushed. She actually was in the closet of my craft room hiding, where she never goes. So I knew something was definitely wrong. So it was, of course, at nighttime, so I couldn't do anything imminently about it. So I figured, well, in the morning, we're going to just have to take her to the vet. I thought perhaps she had a hairball, because the way she kept coughing up and like she was trying to get a hairball out and she couldn't get it out. So I figured if it's a hairball, she'll probably live till morning. So, I just went ahead and in the morning, we called the vet, and the vet said that we could come in and do a drop-off, because there was only one vet working that day. Of course, when you need an emergency, there's only one vet. But if you can do a drop-off where you just drop them off in the morning, and then they'll get to them, and in between their other scheduled ones, I guess, and then they'll call you back. So we did that, and told them all of the symptoms and all of that. And then finally, the vet called me back and said that she is severely impacted, that she stopped up on the other end, and that she wouldn't let them give her a x-ray. They tried to get an x-ray. She does have a kidney stone, but she said that's not what's causing the problem, because the kidney stone is in the kidney right now. It's not moving or anything. So she's not even aware she has that. I need to put this down very carefully here, because I don't want to go beyond there. So I'm going to just go ahead and see if I can measure this piece. This is probably the most critical piece for me right here. Anyway, so they decided, I said, well, can you give her an enema? And they're like, that's what they're going to try to do. And she said, we're going to sedate her. And I'm like, oh, no. I said, I don't want her sedated, because when she had her teeth cleaned last year, I thought she was almost going to die, because she did not come out of the sedation. Well, that was like that was like knocking her out. She had her teeth cleaned, so they knocked them out. She said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sedate her a little bit so that we can give her the enema and try to get a better x-ray. And so it was not totally knocking her out. So I was like, okay, well, you can do that. Well, anyway, I don't want to glue my pages together here. Oh, look, I'm getting glue on that. Okay, so they did that, and then they called and said we could go pick her up at 4. And the thing was, she did not. She was so groggy again, even from just I guess the word is sedation. Right? Yeah, they didn't put her under. Is that sedation? When they don't put you under? They didn't put her under, but she was super groggy, and she wouldn't come out of it. So it's like, oh my gosh. And the vet told us that, oh shoot, I have that a little bit too far over. I wonder if I can just pick that little piece up and tear that off. Anyway, so the vet said if she doesn't have a movement in 48 hours, she needs to come back. So we're like, oh, great. We're supposed to go to the cabin, and we can't come all the way up here and then drive back if she doesn't poop, So anyway, yesterday morning, which was 12 hours, she did poop. So we're like, yay, so we get to go to the cabin. But she was still now I'm just wondering, is you using Birdie's paper there, is that too similar to that? No, I'm going to do it. Anyway, we did come up yesterday afternoon, which I will never do that again, because it put us right in going through the biggest cities at rush hour. Well, I mean, they're not huge cities. I'm not talking like Chicago, but, bigger areas for the rural area I live during rush hour. And it was like, oh my gosh. And we, going up over mountains and stuff. It's like, oh, I can't believe this. But anyway, it was a horrendous trip up here. Holly was awake the whole time, and I thought, oh no, she's going to start crying or complaining or whatever. She didn't say a word, not a word. She was so good. I think she was awake the whole time, because usually when we drive, she just goes to sleep. She just, like, the car just soothes her. She is in a cage, her crate, her travel crate, and that is seat belted in, so she doesn't go flying around when we go, winding up and down the mountains and everything. She's very secure. She's got her favorite blankie and all of that. But she was just laying down, but she was awake the whole time, which is so unusual, because she usually just goes to sleep and we don't hear a peep out of her. She didn't make a peep. She was very quiet but awake the whole time, which I thought was kind of odd, because she had been so sleepy all morning. And I was really questioning, should we come with her still being so sleepy, even though she had made a good poop. I didn't know if it would be wise to make her travel, being that sleepy. But anyway, we got up here and I told Martin to not take her upstairs where we usually do, because whenever we come, no matter how short of or long a time it's been, we remind her where her cat box is upstairs. We take her crate upstairs, actually in this room, let her out, and her box is out on the landing in the hallway. Isn't that cute? Look at her. Oops. Look at her. She's so happy. Okay. So anyway, I didn't want her upstairs because I didn't want her falling down the stairs, which the doctor had said, until she's fully awake, don't let her anywhere near stairs. And so I think I'm going to bring a little bit of this quilty magazine over here somewhere too. I'm not sure where. See, this is how I'm kind of tying the two together. I don't want it to be like, oh, it's, perfectly done together. That's not important to me, but I do want some elements, from here over here. And I don't think there's any rule that says you can't add to your journaling by fives like 10 years after you've done them. Let's just put that right there. Some of that fabric. That quilty fabric here. Let's put another piece too. Let's put one up here. Up here. Up here. Here. Let's do this. Let's make it go across the fork. Okay. Anyway, so when we got her up here, we let her out of her cage downstairs, and I opened the front door because that's usually the first thing I do. She was fine. She walked straight out. She went out onto the porch. She sat there. She's looking at all her things. She was just as perky as can be. So I think the reason she was awake in the car is she said, Mom, I've slept for the last 24 hours and I'm tired of sleeping. So she's fine. She's fine. We're just keeping an eye on her, and hopefully she'll poop again today. We haven't had one yet, but this is kind of fun. This is also a quilt. Look at that. Can you imagine quilting? I could not. Let's make a sun for her. I'm going to have to freehand this, which is not going to end well, but I don't have a punch here that's that big. But anyway, so she's been enjoying out. Oh, okay, so here's the other thing, because it's never easy, right? So the vet, I said, how can we stop this? Because she's had gastroenterological, I don't know if that's the word, problems for a long time. And I said, how can we make it so that her stomach gets better? And she said, well, the best way is to just change her food. And she asked me what, I had been feeding her. And I do give her, she gets wet food, which is all fish, because she does not like beef, chicken, or anything else. She won't eat them. She's only ever eaten fish in her life. So I even tried giving her beef and fish together, and she was so funny. She looked at me and said, this is not happening. So anyway, you can, if your animal is constipated, there's several things you can do. You can give them like Miralax, but the vet said that the problem with that was, the Miralax takes water, sucks water out of your body to put it in the bowels so that they'll go, but it takes water out of the other organs to do that, which is not ideal. So I'm just trying to think what else I want to put on here. So anyway, or there's some kind of oral pasty stuff you can give them, but you have to give it to them 3 times a day, and it lubricates, I guess, their colon or whatever. Okay, Holly's not going to have that, that, and 3 times a day. We're never around, every day for 3 times a day. So I want to put some more of these little things here. I really like this one up here. Let me put it there. So anyway, she said, or there's a prescription food that I recommend, which is it's got more fiber, and it's got prebiotics, and it's got stuff for cats with gastroenterological whatever problems. So I said, well, and she said, that's the easiest. So I said, okay, well, we'll do that. Well, and she said it's a prescription. So I had no idea how expensive it was. It's wicked expensive. I mean, it's a kibble. It's surprisingly for food that's to make their tummy better and make them poop better. It's a kibble. But it's certainly the easiest. And it was the easiest on her because I don't want to stress her out either. Trying to jam something down her throat she doesn't want, and all of that. I'm going to put it there and really anywhere else you can't see it because the page is so dark. So we got that food, and then I said, well, what flavor it is it? Because she only eats fish, and she won't eat anything else. And she said, you try her, and if she doesn't like it, you can bring the food back, and we will refund your money. I'm like, well, okay, that's fair enough. Well, we got the kibble, and yesterday morning, I got a piece out, and I put it right in front of her nose. She was laying in the closet, and I put a little piece right in front of her nose. And she sniffed at it, and she didn't eat it. And then I pushed it a little bit closer to her, and she sniffed at it again. And then she tasted it and ate it. And then I gave her another piece. She ate it. And then she knew I had the bowl somewhere. So I finally ended up just giving her the bowl, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. So that is a bonus. So if that's going to help her tummy in the long run, then it's worth it. Okay, so now I'm trying to think here. Because I love the fabric on her dress, maybe I could put some little fabric scraps here or there. So I want to find some that will go with both of these spreads here. I got this bag, one of my subbies sent it to me, and it's just all these squares, and I'm assuming this was from a quilter. All these squares of little different fabrics, and let's see, what colors? Okay, so brown for sure could be a color. See, I have that one, but it's kind of boring. I think if I could find something, actually this bright green, and I know you're going to say what, but there is quite bright green here. We'll leave that one out as a possibility. We're not going to use the cat one, although that does look like Holly, and I'm telling you about her. But anyway, so she's eating that food now. She can still have her wet food, but no more of the, and she was getting Blue Buffalo and Nutrish mixed for her kibble, and both were grain-free and everything, and they still were causing her problems. So, anyway, so we're just hoping that she's going to be good. Let's see here. There are so many fabrics in here. Ooh, what is this one here? Oh, that's got purple in it. There's really no purple. Let's see. Let me move those ones. Well, there is that pink and the green. No, let's use some of that, and then let's use maybe some of the brown. One of the browns. That one or that one. Let's see. I don't want to go through all of these because that would just take forever and a day. So we don't need to do that. We've got a couple here. Let's go ahead and just cut a little strip, or tear a little strip if we can. And let's tear a little strip of this one. Ugh. But yeah, goodness, pets are so expensive. They really are. It's just crazy. And the thing is, cats, well, at least Holly has never, she's been, I mean, she's had problems and stuff, but not, she hasn't been expensive vet-wise. Our dog was, because he used to eat everything, and he even had to have surgery to get a corn cob removed from his colon, because and we don't even know where he got that from, because we hadn't eaten corn. Okay, let's see here. Does that might get kind of lost on there. I'm not sure. Do I want the fabric on there? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't want to fuss too much with this, because the thing is, the whole point of this this journal is to finish it. It doesn't have to be like as detailed as anything else I've ever done, or any of my other mixed media. It's just to really finish this journal. Okay, let's just put that little piece there. Let's get that piece stuck there. I wonder if glue stick will, well, if you open it, it might stick. So today I'm going to the yard sale for the miniature donkey and pony rescue is having their annual yard sale, which I was supposed to help them set up yesterday, but thanks to Holly, that didn't happen. So at least I'm going to go there and support them by shopping there, because last year I found a lot of good stuff for my antique booth there. Oh, here's the other little piece of this. Let's see. I always like to work in threes, and you all know that if you've watched my channel for any length of time. 3 has a lot of different meanings for me. It's the first and foremost the Holy Trinity. Second, my birthday is on the 3rd, and then there's 3 people in my immediate family, so I love the number 3. Okay, so let's just use this one little piece here somewhere on this side, and then we can call it a day. How much time have I gone on? Okay, not too terrible. Okay, let's just see where we can put this. It's there's nothing here, but I don't know if I really want to put anything here. I certainly don't want to. I don't want to interfere with her face. I don't want to interfere with these cans, these plastic cans that she's sitting next to. But see, if I do something like that, it's just kind of floating with no purpose, right? I mean, what is that? Let me see. Could I put something else behind that, maybe? Let's see. I love, love, love all these quilted fabrics from the quilt books. If you can find old quilting magazines, guys, like at your thrift shop, buy them. Because usually the pictures are stunning inside, and you get so many different textures and whatever. I mean, this is a quilted bedspread on a bed, but you know, when you start tearing things into smaller pieces, you don't know you can't tell what they are. You just see the color and stuff. What if we just made like a little cluster and stuck it on? Just for no reason. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. One more thing. We're going to get a piece of birdie paper and see if I can put that underneath to make a little cluster, the cluster a little more stand outish on this paper. So we got that one, and that one. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't need to make sense, right? Lynn, if you're watching that, it doesn't need to make sense. I just commented on one of her videos today because she was afraid that what she was doing didn't make sense. I said, it's your journal. It doesn't have to make sense. Yeah, I'm just going to do that because I just don't like that big gaping thing there. And then I'll show you what I've been doing. So in the pocket where I keep the prompts, that list of prompts, behind that I also have a written out list from when I did the journaling by 5s about what the steps were. And so since each of these is journaling by 5s and then Junk Journal July, they're in that first pocket where these last 20 pages are. The rest of the journal I have to finish too. Let's see which side, this side here is the back. So, yeah, so I'm excited about going to that yard sale, but unfortunately I got to go to by myself because Mr. Moss has got to work today till this afternoon, and the yard sale starts at 1 because they have to take care of the ponies and the donkeys in the morning. So it's starting today at 1, and then tomorrow it will be all day. But I'm gonna leave probably around 12 to see if I can get there a little bit early. I do have to go down a mountain and into a valley for quite a while to get there, but if I get there a little bit early, I wanted to see if there's anything else I could help them do to set up, since I had to cancel out on yesterday. All right, there we go. Okay, so the last thing I do, and hopefully this pen will cooperate. This pen is so weird. Sometimes it just stops. So then what I've been doing, I haven't been writing anything on the page for the journaling by 5s, but on the junk journal January, I just write what the prompt was, and in this case, the prompt was picture, which I spelled with a R somehow. Wow, how did that happen? Picture, and then I put the date, and so it's 7. Today's actually the 19th, 24. Okay, so there we go. So this is how you can fill a junk journal. If you have a picture that is just so beautiful, put it in one. I'm sorry about the glare, guys. Put it, let's see, if I turn this off, does that help? Maybe that helps a little bit. Put the picture in a journal so that you can save it. Now she won't get lost, she won't get creased or anything, and I've got her forever in this journal, and then it goes kind of with that page there. So, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do a flip through of this completely when it's done, because I'm randomly working on the 20 pages. I'm not working in order, like, you know, whatever. Some are done, some are not. I'm not sure. I'll have to see. Maybe I'll do a flip through. I am not 100% sure about that, but it doesn't matter. Just finish your journals, right? Get them done. Put a little collage work in there. Now, I could have used paint and all of that, but I wanted this to be a short video because I do need to get dressed and I need to get going. Well, not dressed. I am dressed, but redressed to go to the yard sale and do some other things today. But anyway, I hope you like this spread. I hope you like the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I ask that you do. Go back and look at some of my videos. I have videos on all kinds of things, and I hope you find some inspiration there. And guys, until the next video, I hope you are all truly blessed. Bye-bye.